success.
What's up? Welcome to your favorite podcast, The Ain't Shit Show, the home of booze, views, and unpopular opinions. I want to thank y'all for joining us for episode 87.
Fuck us up, nigga.
My name is Fresh, and I'm one half of the pod guys, and with me, I had the best man in all the podcast land, my right-hand man, Mr. B. Hey.
Hola. Hope you're alright. Hope you're doing swell this, post-Labor Day, fucking episode. So shout out to you and all the people that you recommended to listen to this podcast. We appreciate it.
Amen. Hey, thanks for all the recommendations for sure. Happy September to you, man.
3 more months.
Pretty much. And it's about to fly by.
This shit is over.
For real. I feel like, so the kids started back school and then.
Fuck, they did. And my kids are in first grade, and that shit is a total difference from fucking kindergarten, because kindergarten didn't have any fucking homework. But fucking first grade does a whole bunch of it. And not to mention that I have 2 fucking first graders. And yeah, so that shit is spelling words and reading and goddamn questions, and that shit is a lot. Well, shout out to the fucking parents, because now I'm actually a parent. 100%, like,
is this the maturation of a parent? Like the levels that a parent goes through?
Hell yeah, this shit is, hell yeah, boy. Like, damn. Like, spelling words and spelling tests and shit, math tests. Like, goddamn, what the fuck? Nigga, I don't remember doing all that shit in first grade.
Well, that's good.
I know I was in a slow reading class. Like, I remember learning how to read in the fucking first grade. But, yeah. Shout out.
I don't remember a whole bunch about first grade. Like, I remember my teacher.
I remember first grade. I remember I was in the slow reading class. I was in the slow reading group, because I was in the Redbirds. And
Redbirds.
I was aware enough to know that, like, these other niggas that was in my group weren't as sharp as I was. So I promptly learned how to read and got the fuck up out of that group.
Hey, like, I'm trying to think, like, did that impact you at all? Because it seemed like you weren't slow or nothing, like you just, I don't know why you were in the Redbird.
I definitely wasn't slow. I just didn't know how to read. It just took me a second to, like, realize how to read, I guess. I don't know. But I remember, like, watching Reading Rainbow and all that shit. And it's crazy because my son is, like, he's damn near on the second grade level. Like, that nigga reads very well. Like, his handwriting sucks, but we're working on that. But, that nigga smart as a bitch. Like, way smarter than I was at first grade. And that shit is crazy because, like I said, like, I specifically remember being in the slow reading group in first grade. I don't remember much about it, but I do remember being in the Redbirds, and a bunch of them niggas weren't sharp. You know what I mean?
That's why I was like, did it have an impact on you? Cause that's something that's significant to you, right? Like, it stood out to you. Like, it sounded like it pushed you. So. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm supposed to be with these niggas.
I mean, I don't know if it pushed me necessarily. I mean, like, I was always gifted in English and shit. Like, I was all through elementary and fucking, like, you know, once third grade hit, I was in, like, AG classes for English and writing. And then in middle school, I was in advanced classes for English. And in fucking high school, I was in AP classes, like 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, for English. So I don't know. I guess maybe it just didn't hit as soon as it was supposed to, you know, it maybe won't click.
Late bloomer, I got you.
I don't know. I can't say it impacted me, but I just remember it. So I guess maybe it did, but I don't know.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's a little different? Is there anything that you gotta get your kids now that's different than when you talked about, like, you know, homework and shit like that? But, like, my nieces as well, they going back to school, and, like, they getting different stuff, like, than what we need to go back to school. Like, all we needed was some clothes, school supplies, book bag, and we cool. Like, they need, like, electronics. They need, and then my nieces, all 3 of them have to get their hair done. Like, we got some ponytails, or you got your hair in one ponytail, depending on what grade you were in, like middle school and junior high school. They get nails done, hair done, new purses. Like, excessive. That's crazy. Did your kids' list require anything that you didn't have to have?
Nah, I mean, it was all school shit.
That's
like,
good.
I ain't really get them no school clothes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got them a couple shirts and shit to start the week, but they in first grade and they be writing on their clothes and they don't give a fuck about clothes. So I won't about to spend. And it's about to be, I mean, summer essentially, you know, come October and the end of this month, like, it's going to have to start buying, you know, jeans and shit. So I was like, I ain't finna do all that. They're going to wear the rest of this summer shit out that I bought. For the beginning of the summer, and then got them some new sneakers and shit, couple pair of sneakers a piece, like I said last show. But then it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be time for fall and shit, and then I'm gonna have to buy a whole bunch of new clothes for that. So I'm about to go crazy on that. But as far as like school shit, like necessities and supplies and shit, nah.
Okay.
Nah, I don't wear uniforms. They go to public school.
My niece go to public school. She wear uniforms.
Well, that's DC, so that's a little different. But, like some charter schools, I think have uniforms here, but more than not, like public schools don't, in Raleigh specifically. I don't know about Durham and shit, but, or anywhere else for that matter, but, public schools, you wear whatever you want. But,
Gotcha.
I don't know what the fuck I was saying.
How was your weekend, man?
Supplies wise, nah, they ain't really need too much. I mean, outside of like, you know, I don't know. To be honest with you, I didn't do any of that. So.
well, enjoy it.
You have a wife for.
Enjoy it because the stakes get higher as they get older. Sure. The stakes definitely get higher. Shout out to Mickey. She wrote into us just saying how, our statement last week was correct when I was going on my rant about, you know, parents, you know, enjoy your children while they don't want the things that they see around them, like clothes and stuff like that. She was saying like, yeah, her kids getting in her pockets, you know what I'm saying, with all the stuff they want, you know what I'm saying, to like keep up with the Joneses at school or whatever. So, man, it's crazy. My niece hit up everybody like, yo, I need this, I need that, I need this. I'm like, oh man, like she need a lot. But, and she wear uniforms, so we didn't even have to she had to get new uniforms, but it's just like black polo, khaki bottoms or whatever, shorts or pants or whatever, but that shit crazy. How was your Labor Day weekend though? We had a nice long weekend. What you do for your long weekend?
Yeah, I ain't really do much of nothing. I cooked out on Sunday.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, did you cook out?
Niggas. Yeah, all my niggas came over and shit. Kids came over, shit like that. But other than that, I ain't really do shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Friday, I just cleaned up and shit. Like, I just did a lot of cleaning and shit. Like, in the house, I was supposed to attack my garage because that shit is the where it really need the most attention. But I just didn't feel like it. It was just like, there's so much shit in there that I don't really know where even to start. So I said, fuck it.
Just gave it a go and shit.
Yeah, I ain't even give a fuck. Like, I cleaned all the cars. I got them mopped the floors and cleaned all the bathrooms and did mad, like, shit around the house and shit.
Well,
you know what I mean? So,
I had enough fun for the both of us, man. I definitely had enough fun for the both of us. I feel like I set some type of record, especially for 35 plus. I'm trying to think because I did something all for the past 7 days. Yesterday was the first day I chilled. Like I had already told y'all about the Mary J concert last show. Then, I didn't do anything Tuesday but record the show, but I drank for the show. Then fucking Wednesday, I went to this wind down festival in East Point. That's where I saw 1/4 of Jagged Edge perform, which was funny as hell to me. Like, why did you decide to come out here by yourself? And it was Wingo of all of them.
Wingo. So it wasn't even the twins?
Even the twins. But it was a nice event. Like, I got there mad late though. The person I went with was mad late.
Oh, you missed the twins then. That nigga just stayed.
Oh, nah. I was out there. I had missed SWV and Miss Kiki. Remember I was telling you I was gonna see them?
Oh yeah.
Man, bruh, trust me. I was like, bruh, that's all I wanted was to see them. And like, I gotta wait on you. Like, when you gotta wait on somebody else, I was just like, I should have just left. Your ass.
Yeah, me
Yeah, man. So I missed them, but I ended up being down there, then left that, went to something else. Thursday, went to this event called Cassette ATL. That was super dope. Hosted by Kenny Burns. That was lit as fuck. Pre-grain was lit.
Kenny Burns is a party.
Kitty.
That nigga old as shit,
yeah,
too.
he like 47, but you can't tell. Like, you cannot tell.
Right.
Soft, jagged edge. I mean, not jagged edge. I think you saw it on my, IG story. Fucking Drew Hill perform.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Why was he turning up the This Is Why I'm Hot?
Bruh.
Of all the songs that are popping, like,
Bruh.
that shit is so 2004.
I don't know. And he was
what
like breaking it down like this, that hot shit. And he was still, we talking about Cisco for y'all who don't know. Of course we talking about Cisco. Right.
The dragon. You better fucking pronounce his name correctly.
And he had on that the thing on your mic that's like a dragon. That big ass glow up shit. That shit extra trash. Like, it looked dated. Like, at least get an updated one or something. Like, that shit was big like a shield.
That nigga crazy.
And then fucking Nokio looked old as fuck. Like, he was great.
Nokio was there?
Yeah, it was only Cisco and Nokio and then 2 random dudes.
Wow.
Yeah, like, like, Nokio looked old as fuck. Like, he was grayed out everywhere. Like, he looked old as fuck. I don't know what he going through, drugs or, whatever the case may be. But what I can say is they sound good. They perform well. Even with the 2.
Oh, Cisco, that nigga, Cisco gonna do his thing. That bitch can sing, though.
Bruh.
He got them bops, too.
Yeah.
Did he do, what was it, like, My Life Is Incomplete? The single? What was his single by himself? My Life Is Incomplete. That was that shit.
Without you, girl. Is that a Cisco song? Or Drew Hill song?
No.
Really?
Incomplete.
I don't know. That's my shit, though. I don't think he performed that one, but they definitely performed 5 Steps.
Sure.
Yeah. I think they did Beauty. I was lit as fuck, but I was having a good ass time. And Kenny Burns was having a good ass time. Saturday I went to, what did I do Friday? Oh, Friday I just went out, dinner and drinks and shit like that. And then Saturday, bruh.
They spent a cool $300, $400 this week. Nice.
Depends who was paying, but, I know I spent at least 300. At least, yeah, you're probably right. Because, yeah, I was celebrating a birthday and shit like that too. And Saturday I went to what I thought was super dope, a black artisan, tasting. And so it was beer, liquor, and wine, all owned by black people. Uncle Nearest was there. You know about Uncle Nearest.
Does Kenny Burns still fuck with that shit?
He's an investor, yes. He's an investor. He wasn't there, but the guy that they had repping for them, he knew all the history. He was very adamant, but it was good. Like, it was a lot. This one place, I forget the name, but they had a damn lemonade vodka. It was a black place. They had a lemonade vodka, which was crazy. And it was actually all right. Like, if you take a shot of it, it was actually like, all right, I don't drink beer, so I ain't drink none of the beer that was there, but I got fucking lit off that, kept going all night. And then Saturday, my home girl, shout out to B and shout out to Ja. They invited me to one of their friends' fucking big ass mansion in Buckhead for a fucking get together. Like, it's probably like 15 of us in this huge fucking mansion, like some big shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when there's I've been to plenty of mansion parties in Atlanta. Sure. The crazy thing about it is, like, I've been to a couple mansion parties. But for me, the mansion parties that I've been to, you've only had like access to like certain parts of the house and shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, this joint is somebody like they know. Like, this is a friend's dad's whole crib. Bruh, like, that shit was so fucking big. And then, like, I'm going through like this whole shit that, when the shit got an elevator in it, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, the shit was crazy like that, but it just, it was dope. However, like, it was just that feeling of, a black person own this shit, dog. Like, this, and this only one of their houses. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just going through the whole joint. Like, they got a whole apartment on one side of the wing of the mansion. Like, that I was just, it was a moment that kind of like gave me like inspiration and shit. You know what I mean? Cause I was like, I'm taking an Uber up the jump. Cause it's not far from my house. Cause I live in Buckhead. So I was like, I'm just going Uber. Cause we went to Grits and Biscuits later on that night or whatever after the pool party. And, I'm pulling up and I got this white Uber driver and he actually had a Mercedes or whatever. I didn't get black. I just got regular. He just happened to have a Mercedes. And then we pulling up. He like, you pulling up in the high district. I was like, yeah. He was like, this your family? I was like, I actually don't know these people. I just got invited here by some other people or whatever. And he pulling up, he looking just like I'm looking. He like an old white man. He probably looking like, what these niggas doing with this house over here? Like, like that shit was crazy. But, I am detoxing this week. I am detoxing. However, I am detoxing this weekend only because I know what I did all week. However, I am holding up way better than I thought I would. Maybe it's a mental thing. Like I knew what I had going on all week, so I mentally prepared myself. But I thought I was going to be like hurt up, but I did take my my Labor Day off to, chill. Did you get any relaxation? You said you cleaned up, you cooked?
Yeah, I watched mad TV and shit, man.
You watch Power?
Like, I watched Mega. Yeah, I watched Power. That shit. Yeah, actually, this episode was good. First episode was fucking
How
trash.
You feel about the theme song being back? Was you passionate about that?
It wasn't back.
Oh, was it? I thought I saw on the blog that it was back.
I like the song. I like the fucking remix. I like both the songs. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I'm a Trey Songz fan, so he smoked that shit. Like, I mean, it's weird that they changed it in the fucking 6th season, but, aside from that, like, the song dope. Like, niggas be bored and don't be having shit to do. I'm about to detox from fucking social media. That's my word. Like, I'm about to, like, excuse me for burping. I'm drinking beer. I'm about to detox from social media. Like, I'm about to take 30 days off. Like, cause I literally look at my phone all the time and it's to the point where, like, I can't even really do something more than, like, 5 or 10 minutes without fucking looking at my phone, and that shit is, like, an annoyance. So, I'm about to, I don't know when I'm gonna do it. I think this starting over the weekend, I think Sunday, I'm gonna just unplug for 30 days. No Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, none of that shit. I'm gonna just lay low and read the news.
All right. Well, I'll send you the stories to be up on then for the sake of the show.
Yeah.
But I feel you on that because I'm
unplugged.
So that you remember me saying a while back, like I do these like rejuvenation weeks. So that's basically what this week is going to be through next Monday to make it a full week. But yeah, like, so that's my thing too. Like, I'm going to try to stay off of social media as much as I can, like this week, and
I'm cool.
Stay away from, it's not necessarily for me to like, the social media itself is bad. It's everything, dealing with I think it's just a bad energy. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's in the other stuff. Like, I don't really care about the bullshit, the bullshit that like we talk about and like lyric shit and shit like, it's the real world shit that just be hitting me first thing in the morning. I'm like, I ain't got time for this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't, you know what I mean? And, rest in peace to those who were in that fucking shooting in Texas this weekend.
For sure.
This shit is becoming all too common and you become desensitized to it. And that's an extra bad thing when you become desensitized to it. I also saw a post on social media where they posted it. This, guy shot and killed this dude who was about to rob a store. It was just crazy because you can actually just like watch murder or watch somebody being killed. Like, it's nothing. Like, they don't even put like a censor thing on some of them. Like it's just a lot.
Shit, you can cuss on fucking regular, on cable TV. Like, Snowfall be cussing. Like, all the motherfuckers, like, that, like, you can cuss on BET.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, that shit is wild. Like, niggas be saying shit and bitch and all type of shit, like, on regular fucking TV. Like, on just regular cable.
Yeah.
Like, I watch Snowfall. Snowfall is easily the best show that's on TV right now. And, like, they cuss and fucking be fucking and all type of shit. And that shit just come on FX. Like, it's not even, like, that shit used to be exclusive to HBO and Showtimes and, you know what I mean? Like, your premium channels, but that shit is just run of the mill.
Yeah, everybody want a piece of the game.
Shit crazy. But it ain't even, it's just like, yeah, I understand that. But like, when, like, I remember to the point where like, you couldn't even, You know what I mean? Like, we grew up in a time where you couldn't really do shit on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of, like, no cussing, like, ass and damn and hell was what you was getting, maybe.
And
you know
what
I mean? Like, now we to the point where, like, it's shit, like, to the point where, like, goddamn, you could watch Baby Boy and that shit was, you know what I mean? Like, Jokers and, you know what I mean? Like a Chinese movie,
right.
or, you know what I mean? Like, something to that effect. So, but now, like, shit. I would like to see what Baby Boy would do or some shit like that, like a old, you know what I mean, as far as like how they censor it, because their regular programming be shit and bitching and damn and fuck, you know. I don't think they say fuck. Fuck is the only one they don't say, but everything else is free game.
I cannot watch edited like BET shit, like Baby Boy and shit. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It might not be edited no more.
Well, it shouldn't be.
Like the way this fucking network shit is, network TV, and I forgot what the fucking bureau was called that used to police all that shit. Like, that shit is, I don't know.
I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Some type of bureau. some white
yeah,
man.
right.
CAA. I don't know.
No, like, all of that is crazy, but you gotta think, like, all of that censorship was pre-social media, pre-YouTube, all of that. So all of that shit is out there now. So really, everybody is desensitized to that. Like, I really don't even flinch when I hear like cuss words and things like that, like on TV no more.
I mean, now, but like before, shit, like I was watching Claws like maybe 2 years ago when that shit first came on, and Nene, what's her name? Nene Leak? No, not Nene. What's her name? The black girl
with the flower,
with the titties and the eyes.
I said the flower, and you, Niecy Nash.
Niecy Nash. She was getting fucked by the white dude. Like, I mean, like, he was smoking her ass. Like, I'm like, on TNT, I'm like, like, I'm talking about, like, fucking the shit out of her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn moving the table and nutting and, like, doing the whole, like, you know what I mean? When a nigga nut, like, type shit. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck? Like, I had to check the channel for real. Like, is this shit on TNT? And that shit was on TNT. And that was kind of like the ushering in of, like, all the fucking filth and shit that is abundant in TV now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Strange times, man. Strange times.
Listen, it's the FCC. I had to look it up. The FCC.
FCC, I know some season.
Yeah, the Federal Communications Committee. FCC, I feel like they job easy as fuck now. Like,
oh, they got a monitor.
They can put that shit on autopilot. They can run the whole FCC on autopilot. For real. Like, what are they censoring for real? Like, shit. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Speaking of censorship, you watched Dave Chappelle. You asked me to watch Dave Chappelle. I watched Dave Chappelle.
I watched so much shit. It's been a lot of good TV, as of late. Yeah, I enjoyed that shit, man. I mean, like, I'm not a huge Dave Chappelle, like, stand-up guy. Like, his stand-ups for the most part really are trash. And this one wasn't, like, bust gut funny. You know what I'm saying? I just think it was needed considering, like, the times that we in, and motherfuckers are so fucking hypersensitive about every fucking thing. Like, it's just, like, the land of pussies, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
In terms of, like, just being, like, meaning not pussies, like, whatever, I don't know. You know what the fuck I mean? Like, pussies meaning that everybody's just so fucking sensitive about every goddamn thing. I just thought it was really clever. Like, he's really intelligent in terms of, like, his delivery and shit, and, like, how a lot of his jokes got, like, double meanings or whatnot. So I thought it was good. It was better than the rest of them other specials that came on, because I really won't feeling them shits, you know what I mean? But, like, I actually laughed a couple times. Like, not, like I said, rolling on the floor laughing by any means, but, it was good. Yeah. It was straight. Oh, I went to see I did go to the fucking, speaking of comedy, I went to see I had a free show to, Rodman. I don't know if you ever.
Yeah, I know he seemed a little slow.
Yeah, man. And he's actually not, that's just his stick, but that motherfucker was not that. I mean, the tickets were free, so he was worth the free ticket. But he fucking went on for like, that nigga was just performing for like 2.5 hours. Shit. It was like 11:45. 12 o'clock, and he like, oh, the show over. I'm just rolling. Y'all can leave whenever you want. I'm like, I'm out. And it was like,
did he have like a routine, or you know, like some comedians, they just
an hour and a half of it.
Like they go up there and try shit.
He just started rocking forever. Like the hour and a half of material was up, and then he just kept going. And I'm like, all right. And he was like, oh yeah, y'all can leave whenever you want. The show over. I'm in the zone. I'm just trying some shit out. I'm like, well, not on me. I ain't got nothing to test dummy. Fuck. And you won't even that funny from the beginning, so yeah. I mean, his opener was trash too. Shit, that was nice I wanted my money back when I paid. And that shit was
I
free.
need my
Like,
time
goddamn.
back, fam. Let me go to the
Yeah, my nigga, like,
front
shit,
desk
I
and
ain't
get
had
my
shit to do. I
time
could
back.
have went to could have went to Drive Shack and hit some damn golf balls with my homeboys.
Well,
but
I watched the Dave Chappelle
so.
shit. Like I watched it. You know, I'm not a huge Dave Chappelle fan at all. But what I can say is, I laughed a couple times at this. It was interesting because it either, made me highly uncomfortable or
Right. With the Michael Jackson
it was
dick
a
shit.
lot. It was a lot that made me, it made a lot made me uncomfortable. So it was like I had these dual feelings. I was like, I'm either highly uncomfortable or I was just like, yeah, that's a good point. Like, yeah, I mean, like,
that's exactly what it was. Like, shit, I laugh at this
yeah,
shit. Yeah, I'm gonna laugh
like
at this
some
shit.
shit,
Like,
I was a bit, but
when the motherfucking phone rang, he said, nigga, answer it, nigga. He said, what if the nigga walk outside? Mama died.
hey, that for whatever reason, that Juicy Smooth Yay shit was funny to me. Like,
that shit was fucking hilarious.
He said Juicy Smooth Yay. Like, I don't know why that was so funny to me. That shit was funny. The LGBT car ride was funny to me.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
He made a good ass point with the, when he was like, you know, what we gotta do, like, as black people, we gotta go all register. And he said, for guns. Then they'll change the shit. I was like, true as fuck. Like, true.
Super. That's
I was like, that's true as fuck,
yeah.
bro.
I was like, God
that's
damn.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, that's how you that's how you change gun laws when every black person in America is fucking
right,
strapped.
exactly.
Like, oh, let me get
they
gonna
change that ASAP. I was like, nah, that's a good ass point. And you know, I said, I don't know if I told you on the show, but, I said that, you know, I want to get a gun before the end of the year or whatever. You know, just off some home protection type shit. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, hell yeah, we definitely need to do that. The molestation jokes, definitely. Any of the sexual assault jokes, like, made me super uncomfortable. But,
yeah, shit was weird.
One of the things he said, like, kind of off gate, where he was just like, I mean, my life ain't great. Yeah, that made me, the mental health shit.
But that shit was a super good point too, though. Like, this nigga had like the best job in the world, and everybody thought like, this nigga has the greatest job in the world, and still smoked.
And that's when he went into like, you know, my life is, I mean, it ain't great, it ain't bad. He was like, it's like an above ground pool. Like, it's a pool. I was like, that shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that shit was funny.
Yeah, like, it was the funniest special that he's had.
That's the most Dave Chappelle has ever made me laugh. Like, and I didn't dislike the Dave Chappelle show, but I don't think I was into it as much as everybody else. Like, it was kind of like everybody else go to like Chappelle show on. But, you know, I give him his definitely his 50-50. Basically he was talking about, you know, like cancel culture and shit like that. And, you know, but, you know, I feel like this. I feel like if you're in the public eye, then if you're a comedian, you just gotta deliver it in a way that's gonna make people laugh.
We was talking about Louis C.K. and shit. He was like, he beat off and shit on himself. He was like, any nigga out there that's ever beat off and had nut dripping on himself, that's not really that sexy. Like, he ain't put it on you. That shit was, I didn't deliver it nearly as
yeah, that wasn't one of the ones that was in my wheelhouse of funny. Like, I ain't really fuck with that one. However, like I said, I told you it was like 50-50 for me. I was either like super uncomfortable, or I was like, oh, that's a good point, or like, that was funny.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, with anything you do, you either gotta tell it in a way that where it lands and is funny, or you gotta suffer the consequences. You know, if you're doing some risque shit, whether it's art, whether it's music, whether you doing an interview, whether you doing comedy, or whatever the case may be, only the strong will survive. You know what I'm saying? So just if you gonna deliver it, make it funny. Cause he was like, oh, I thought I was out of here. He said he thought he was out of there a couple times. But, you know, Dave Chappelle ain't got it all there either. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, man, he rich. He got fuck you money, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Nigga walked away from 50 million. Like, yeah. He don't give a fuck.
Right back.
And he fucking live in Ohio. It's cheap as fuck. Like,
And he got a bag. He got $60 million from fucking Netflix. I'm probably about to re-up on that deal because that's 3 specials. So he about to re-up on that deal because I'm pretty sure this one probably did better than all the other 2. And white people love him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's the token. I ain't gonna say token because like he's super fucking pro-black. That's the thing about it. Like it's interesting. White people are interested in brand.
White people are interested in brand of people.
Yeah, it's like they're like, I don't know. Like it's like they're glutton for punishment. But I guess because they know it doesn't really matter. Like you can say all the shit that you want, and they like, I don't know, yeah, ain't shit gonna change. So they'll like let you entertain them and shit. It's weird. The whites are interesting. Good luck, whites. So, the opioid. Right. I feel like the white people did. Good luck, whites. Just say no. How easy is that?
I didn't know his wife was Asian. Mm-hmm. I didn't know his wife was Asian.
Yeah, he got 2 little boys and shit. I think 2 little. Mixed kids, obviously.
Because the thing about it is, you saying Dave Chappelle, like white people love Dave Chappelle, but if you think about early Dave Chappelle, he used to be with all the white niggas, like doing "Dude, Where's My Car" and Half Baked and comedies like that was more in their genre. And then he got the bag and started doing like Chappelle Show and shit like that, and that's when he started showing them niggas how black he really was. You know what I'm saying? But
the whole shit with like, you can't say fag. It's like, okay, because you're not a fag. He was like, but I can say nigger.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like, but I'm not a nigger. That shit was
that was a good one. That was
that nigga was barring niggas up on that shit. That shit was hard.
That was a good one. If you're a Dave Chappelle fan, if you don't mind being uncomfortable,
even if you ain't, I think you should still watch it.
I think you should watch it if you support Dave Chappelle, or I definitely say give it a try. If I only watched it because B Hill asked me to watch it, because 9 times out of 10 I would have never watched the shit, to be completely honest.
Do you got HBO?
I did. my Connect move, and I went to go watch something on HBO the other day. I was like, I need to get a new login.
Yeah, if you watch HBO got a lot of black shit on there too. They got this spot called they got this documentary on Martin. It was the last 18 months of his life, right? I don't want to give it away, but it's a documentary, so it is what it is. But it's called King in the Wilderness, and it documents him the last 18 months of his life, which was the most tumultuous, and he was like in depression. It was just the dream had been deferred at this point, so now it was doing the awakening. So it was a lot of shit that I'd heard about, like the Poor Man's Coalition and all that shit that he was doing towards the latter part of his life. But it was interesting because it was like the emergence of Stokely Carmichael. You know anything about Stokely Carmichael? He was young. He kind of coined the phrase Black Power. And Martin won't really with that. Like, he won't against it, because he felt where Stokely Carmichael was coming from, because this was during the time of the riots. It was so much shit. It's really dope, man. And it chronicles his life from the last 18 months and just the strife that he went through up until the day that he died. It was obviously sad. But it just shows like how much he did. Like, he did some shit in Chicago. He left the South, and he was like, I was used to the racism in the South, right? Like, so he was like, you come show up to these rallies, it's like 200, 300 white folks, but you go to he went to Chicago, did a march. It's 10, 20,000 white people fucking with Nazi swastikas and throwing shit. And you know what I mean? Like, he was like, he had never seen this amount of hate in his life. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, this was a huge city, and it was like amongst the redlining and the rezoning and redistricting of black people and shit. And like, and that and redlining and all that other shit. Do your research if you want, but look it up. It's really dope. It shows his life, like, to the point where his kids, like the day before he was going to Memphis, like his kids went above and beyond to make sure that he didn't leave. You know what I mean? Like, they ran to the door, blocked him from getting in the door. He opened the door, he ran to the end of the steps, and they blocked him from in that. He got on the car, they jumped on the hood to try to make sure he didn't leave, and he ended up leaving. Like, I'll be right back. I'll be back in 2 days. And obviously didn't come back. And it's always significant for me because, my birthday April 5th and he died April 4th. And I actually been to Memphis one time, and I went to the hotel where he passed and shit, where he was murdered, not passed, where he was, murdered and shit in cold blood. And that shit was eye-opening.
Is it still a hotel?
Yeah, they turned it into a
that's
civil
what I
rights
thought.
museum.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it was, and then it also has commentary from his people, like John Lewis and, all like, something Abernathy, I forgot his first name, and a lady that was his personal assistant. Yeah. And, so it's really dope, man. I think you should check it out. Like, there's a lot of history in there that I didn't know. In addition to that, I watched, that black girl sketch comedy shit. Robin Thede. And, that shit ain't it. I don't know what it is.
I'm with you.
It has funny parts, but that shit
I'm with you, and I want to love it. I want to like it.
Yeah.
I want to like it so bad.
I'm so disappointed. Like, what the fuck? Oh, Robin Thede is funny in certain parts of it. She's hilarious. Like, when she did the fucking, the super woke sister shit, that shit was, and it's got all the black actors that have ever played in any goddamn thing. That's the dope part.
I saw the first two episodes, and then, I realized my Connect moved so that the login information changed. But
I might gotta log in for you. I got a stick. I got one, but I don't know. Like, she moved too, but the shit's still working. So
shit. Cause they like moved so they don't have like the same service no more. So I was like, damn, like I forgot. And like, you don't want to hit somebody up like, hey, can you give me your login again?
Shit,
like. But yeah, I'm with you on that, man. The 2 episodes that I saw, like, I hit my homegirl up, was like, yo, listen, I want to like this show. It's great talent in it.
It ain't it.
It's missing, it's missing something. One, I feel like for the 2 episodes that I saw, it dragged on a little long. Like, they need to cut the sketches sooner.
Yeah, boom, you cut it right at the funny part. Boom,
yeah,
go to something else. Like, they
drag it out.
And it's interesting considering the creative minds that are surrounding it. Like, you would think that, like, if I can recognize it and, like, you recognize it, my old lady recognizes, like, boom, this is where it should stop right here. Like, stop it. You know what I mean? Like,
y'all can fit, like, probably 3 more sketches into an episode if y'all want to.
Yeah, and just leave it funny, like, boom. Because where it gets funny is, like, it stops.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Or it should stop, but it continues on. Yeah. And it shouldn't. So, that was interesting. Yeah. And she got some work done because she used to be funnier looking. She's not as funny looking.
You think she got work done?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, me and my old lady was looking. I was like, she changed it because she's not as, like, unattractive as she once was.
Well, she still look like Mac tonight to me, but.
I think she contoured her chin a little bit because she used to have a super long face. So I think her chin.
Maybe it's makeup.
Got a little shorter.
Yeah, because she got a canoe of a face, bro. Like, and I like her though.
She got a moon pie face.
I like her. It's Mac tonight. Hey, you remember Mac tonight?
Nah.
You remember that fucking moon that McDonald's used to have? He would play the piano and shit.
Oh, okay. That ain't know his name. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she got a moon pie face. And she like, it's a nigga that from around the way in Raleigh from the north side. Shout out to the north side niggas. It's a nigga named Moon Pie. He got a face just like her. We used to call him Moon Pie. Cause he got a moon pie face.
Oh man. Before we get into, little shit, first, shout out to Nay, loyal listener. She said, make sure I shout her out. So I'm shouting you out. What up, Nay? Nay. I just want to say, get well soon to Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was in a bad accident.
Fact.
That
shit
look crazy. Man. They say he had to have emergency back surgery. We haven't heard from Kevin, so we know it must be bad.
Listen, guys. What Chappelle said, my friend Kevin Hart, this nigga said he apologized and then he went on an apology for 6 months. He went on an apology to
Hey guys, here's the thing. All right, I was in a car. All right, car flipped over. Boom. All right, I'm a little guy, flew out the window. Okay.
I thought somebody was gonna be like, I wonder if he was in a baby seat, but nobody said that.
Look, we can say this because you better allegedly, bro. If you hear Kevin Hart die, you gonna feel bad as.
Oh nah, Kevin Hart ain't dying. We need Kev. Kev doing the shit.
Yeah, we need you to finish infiltrating the layer of the Illuminati. You almost there, bro. You almost there.
Where's T-Pain when you need him?
T-Pain. And rest in peace to Trina's mom died today.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You know, that's always hard when somebody
Oh, rest in peace to a little nigga named Jalen. He was my nephew's best friend and shit. He got smoked over the weekend, or smoked Thursday or Friday. So rest in peace to him.
Damn.
Man. It was, yeah, nigga 18. Like, that shit crazy. Having to deal with that shit, like, talk to my nephew about it because he really didn't. It's the first time, you know what I'm saying, one of his friends died, and it was like his best friend, so like I couldn't even really relate to that aspect of it. I had a bunch of homeboys die and shit. Thankfully, none of my, you know what I mean, niggas in my right hands or my immediate circle, but niggas close to me nonetheless. But yeah, we he came over my house Sunday and shit. We was cooking out and shit, so it was just wild. Because like, not to get off on the tangent, but like at his graduation, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of like got emotional because, you know, we like went around and it was a dinner and shit. And like, he's not my blood nephew, but he's my nephew because he's my best friend.
Oh, I know. So, little homie.
Yeah, Deshaun. Yeah. You know Deshaun. Yep. So his little homeboy got smoked and shit, and niggas found him in the fucking bushes and shit. And he found him. He had to call his mom and shit. Fucked up shit for an 18-year-old nigga to have to deal with. But yeah, anyway, so like I got super emotional at the shit, you know what I'm saying? Started tearing up because like I know how I was doing at 18, you know what I'm saying? And I was thugging, you know what I'm saying? Like I was out there, you know what I'm saying? And me and my best friend, his uncle, his actual blood uncle and shit. So like I just got choked up, you know what I'm saying? Because he's doing so well and it could be
detrimental
the
to
opposite.
him.
So I just kind of had to pour into him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And just told him, you know, not necessarily dwell on that shit, but just dwell on the positive shit that he's doing and that he ain't got to prove shit to nobody but himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, to all the little niggas, I don't know if any little niggas listen to this shit, but if you do, keep your nose clean. It's super easy to get in trouble, super hard to get out of trouble.
Facts. Took Meek Mill 12 years.
One decision, one day of your life can change the rest of your life for the rest. You know what I mean?
100%.
So just be cautious. You're gonna fuck up. That's part of living. You know what I'm saying? I still fuck up. I'm sure Sean Fresh do too, but at the same time, try to make the best decision that you can.
Yeah.
And it'll bode well for you in the long run. So, yeah. It's just hard as fuck being young and black and a man at 18. Like, you know what I mean? It's like one of the most difficult things because you got so many, you know, so much pressure from every which a goddamn way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got this and you got this, and now the allure of fucking social media and trying to show off and do all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he and A&T doing well. You know what I'm saying?
Shout
he
out
just started,
to that.
obviously, but. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to, you know, like any young nigga, man, like even if school's not necessarily the way to get you a trade, do something productive because you will, like Sheik Luke said, it always stuck with me, you're going to be older way longer than you're going to be younger. And when you get 35 and shit and you can't get a job and you looking crazy and shit like that, that shit wear on you. You know what I mean? So make good decisions now early on and it'll lend itself to a productive and happy life when you get my age, because I was just 18.
Oh, but blink of an eye ago. Yeah. No, for sure. You know like, for sure. Like, for real. And I mean, off that too, with what you do with your life, and also just kind of going back off the Kevin Hart thing too, like, live your life, man. Live your life too. This could have easily been a rest in peace to Kevin Hart, the way that card looked. And I just say that to say, you know what I'm saying? Stop waiting until Monday. I always say that on this show, like, stop waiting until Monday. Live your life. You only get one. You know what I'm saying? And give people their flowers. You know what I'm saying? Give people their roses while they can still smell them. You know what I'm saying?
Rose.
Because any one of us could walk out this door and you never hear from us ever again. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, that shit crazy though. But
for sure.
Let's get into some. Let's get into some lighter hearted shit. Well, I don't know. Shit, this might be a heavy show now that I'm looking at the litter shit. Litter shit is where we get into it's our pop culture segment where we talk about the bullshit that's on your timelines and all of that. Beach drinking. I just want to say this is my first time in history not drinking on this show.
Nah, you had one time where you was drinking, burning sage and shit when you weren't drinking.
I ain't drink? Oh, I was drinking wine.
Nah. I don't think you drunk. You was making sage and shit.
Because I feel like I drank during my other rejuvenation week. But alright, maybe this is the second time. I'll say that. Cause I'm drinking water. Usually I'll be like, I drink water.
I had a nasty question to ask, but I'm gonna chill. It's cool.
Okay. Like,
right.
Like inappropriate.
Is it vaginal rejuvenation in there too?
Yeah, I'm glad you decided to keep that to yourself.
You abstaining from sex and shit?
All right, we're gonna get into litter shit, man. Litter shit is our pop culture segment. B, what you drinking as I ignore you?
Modelos Especial,
Right.
1925. Cerveza. I don't know what that means. Cerveza, I knew what that means at one point. I don't know. I got caught cheating on my Spanish test when I was in 10th grade.
Hey, I saw some meme that was like
twice
4 years of Spanish, and all I know is Mighty Cone and Ben Aki.
Ben Aki, Mighty Cone.
But they spelled that shit Mighty Cone and Bend a Key.
Dame Chocha. Shout out to Nori.
Hey.
I learned that. Getting head in the whip, not crashing it.
Oh, so we gonna toast. Well, no, we not. We not gonna toast. We just gonna pour out a little bit for the people who just ain't doing right out here. So, last week, actually, this broke the day we recorded, and we didn't find out till afterwards, but I need to harp on this while we talking about comedians and shit. So, last week, an interview excerpt surfaced from the ex-bodyguard of Richard Pryor, Rashawn Khan, and he alleged that Richard Pryor offered $1 million for somebody to kill comedian Paul Mooney for sleeping with his son, Richard Pryor Jr. At the time, the bodyguard thought that Richard Pryor was just high. And then when Richard Pryor brought up the topic again weeks later, the bodyguard knew that Richard Pryor was serious. TMZ actually caught up with Richard Pryor Jr. And asked him, that all of this occurred. While Richard Pryor Jr. didn't say Paul Mooney's name specifically, he said he did confirm that sexual abuse happened while he was a minor. He's quoted as saying, "Whatever happened in my life happened when I was young and way before the 80s. The reporter followed up by asking if the relationship was consensual, and Richard Pryor Jr. replied, "How can a relationship be consensual if I was a teenager?" Now, since then, Paul Mooney has denied these claims, and since then canceled all shows and appearances for the past week or so. Now, while we're still on the subject of, unfortunately, men being molested, and by other men, not that it matters who you get molested by, but, Malik from The Game, whose real name is Hosea Sanchez, revealed today, just a disturbing story about him being sexually assaulted at 14. And he even, named his molester on social media. He said that it was his friend's dad.
Did he at the nigga?
Yeah. Well, he didn't at the nigga, but his name is Isaac Sanders of Montgomery, Alabama. He made sure he said his name. So if y'all know fucking Isaac Sanders of Montgomery, Alabama, this was what he allegedly did to Hosea Sanchez. And he said that it was his friend's dad. And he said that his friend's dad used to say all different types of things to him that he wouldn't say in front of like his son or whatever, like the homeboy or whatever. He used to ask him what type of girls that he liked, and if the girls, if he was having sex with girls, and if girls thought he had like a big penis and all of this shit. And then he said one day dude was pressed to like take him home. He said he didn't have a dad. He was his mom was a single mom and shit. And dude basically kind of took advantage of that. And he said one day on his way home, like the dude stopped the car, unzipped his pants and sucked him off and told him basically that it was normal. But if he ever tried to tell anybody, that he would ruin him or whatever. And this is a 14-year-old child at this point in time. And again, he said it was Isaac Sanders of Montgomery, Alabama. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, this week as far as, like male molestation, a lot of things coming out with like sexuality, like things like that. But with the Paul Mooney thing, is that a shocker to you? Are you a Paul Mooney fan? Like, what are your thoughts on Paul Mooney?
Nah, definitely not a Paul Mooney fan. It was interesting because people were like, I didn't know he was gay. Like, bitch, how you ain't know he was gay?
That's crazy because I always thought Paul Mooney was gay. Like, I just thought it was
like,
this acceptable thing. Like, I thought they was cool
be
with
rolling
it.
his eyes and neck and all type of crazy shit. Like, that nigga gay and shit.
Yeah.
That was wild. That was the wildest part. I mean, obviously the fact that but it was mad people like, I didn't think he was gay. Like, what you mean? Like, how did you not think he was gay? But yeah, I mean, that shit wicked. Like,
but
that shit wicked because, I mean, Paul Mooney was if you know the history of Richard Pryor, he was one of his writers and shit, you know what I mean? And it's funny because I saw a roast of Richard Pryor and Paul Mooney. It was mad, like, random people up there. It was John Witherspoon, fucking the dad from Sister. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, it was him. It was mad. Some other white people and Paul Mooney and shit. And he was fucking frying fucking, this was clearly in the 70s when, like, you can use the word fag and mad derogatory, you know what I mean? Derogatory shit towards him. But he was lighting his ass up for being gay and shit and all type of shit.
Which is very interesting because them stories came out about Richard Pryor. By old Quincy. Quincy Chatty Patty Jones. Quincy Wild. So it's interesting because, you know, those stories came out about, you know what I'm saying, like Richard Pryor. I think it's very interesting though, just off public opinion, that more people was surprised that Paul Mooney is gay or bisexual versus him being a pedophile.
Right.
Ain't that wild? Is that wild to you?
Yeah, that's what I got. Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, that was my point in saying that. Like, motherfuckers was up in arms, like, oh, he ain't gay or is he gay? Like, what the fuck you mean? Like, hell yeah, he been gay. Like, I'm
like, the shocker was the pedophile joint to me. Like,
yeah, like, I ain't think the nigga was fucking niggas, like, little kid niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga I don't know. That shit crazy.
Like,
that shit sucks.
That does, like, when you, like, hear these two stories, like, do you know, like, males that have been molested? Like, homeboys or anything like that?
Not that I know of.
Do you feel males have a safe place to speak up? Like, do you think any of your boys that was molested would have that conversation with you?
I'm not sure. To be totally honest, this never really came up to the point. Like, I've never really been around my homeboys and like, I mean, I had one homeboy that was molested by a girl. It was like, but she was more of a teenager than like a grown woman, but she was like 16, 17. And he was like 8 or 9, you know what I'm saying? So a good age disparity, obviously, but she used to suck him off and shit, you know what I'm saying? And like all the time, you know what I mean? Like all the fucking time. And to the point now, like with that nigga, like,
that shit fucks you up.
Yeah, he used to always want head and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, always, like, he would have to have, like, when he had sex, he would say, like, I gotta have some head, bitch don't suck dick or some shit, you know what I'm saying? So it, like, definitely, like, you know, made an impression on him, you know what I'm saying? So, cause he was 8 and 9 and shit, so.
That shit shaped like that.
But in terms of anybody else that I know, I don't know.
You know, females that have been molested or sexually assaulted. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I think that, you know, it happens more often than you think, you know what I'm saying? And you know, my whole thing about it is like when you talking about the, you know, female versus male, like molestation or whatever, cause it's very interesting to me cause you hear men talk about the fact that, you know, it was some woman that used to have sex with them or, you know, whatever. And they clearly were children. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't even talking about you 16, 17, 18, which anything under 18 is just messed up. But at least at 16, you know what I mean? 17, you know, most guys are starting to have sex or whatever the case may be and consenting and, you know, all of that. But like, you know, I hear stories of like, oh yeah, like, the babysitter, I used to fuck the babysitter or, you know what I mean? Like your scenario when you just talked about dude, like she was 14, 15, 16, he was 8. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like that's molestation. You know what I'm saying? That shit has an effect on people that you might not even know. Like this is why you do, you know what I'm saying? The things that you do. And I just really want us to get away from that. Oh, if it was a woman that molested a little boy, then it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you was getting it early cause she was fine or whatever. Like, nah, bro, that's bad.
I was at a restaurant before I went to that bullshit ass comedy show. There was some white people sitting beside us and that conversation was wild it was all over the fucking place. And, we was at a vegan restaurant and, not that it has a significant time, but anyway.
Name drop. How's that a vegan restaurant?
I know. It was Remedy. It was called Remedies. I don't know. That shit was alright. But anyway, they were sitting to the right of us and shit. And like the dude, one of the white dudes was like, I bet if you damn did a survey about all these fucking kids that's fucking their teacher, like these boys that's fucking their teacher, I bet you wouldn't be no school shootings. And I was like, was like, God damn. He was like, what? And his wife was like, that's fucked up, honey. She was like, I'm taking a stand. He was like, what? If Dave Chappelle said this shit would be hilarious.
He said that?
I was like, yo, this shit wild. Check, please. Let me get the fuck out of here. Like, that shit was crazy as hell. But it made me laugh a little bit because, like, the way he said it, you know what I'm saying? Like, so cavalier and shit. But, like, I don't know. It was tied into both the Chappelle shit and all that. But yeah, I thought it was fucking funny as hell.
What did that child have on? That's what Dave Chappelle said. He was like, well, what was that child wearing? I was like, I'm highly uncomfortable right now. Like, yeah, that was crazy. Do you feel like, I feel like it's and we'll talk about, Malik Yoba next, but, do you feel like the narrative is slowly changing where, you know, men, especially black men, are feeling more comfortable speaking up? Because obviously this was on, Hosea Sanchez's mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, from my knowledge, he's not promoting anything or, you know what I mean? Like having a reason to have some attention on him. Do you feel like the narrative is changing where men may feel a little bit more comfortable these days? Kind of opening up to sexual assault?
Everything's changing, right? So like, that's kind of what my point earlier. Like, everything's changing. Like, TV's changing, everything. Like, how you get everything, how you get your food is fucking changing. Like, you know what I mean? Everything is instant. So I think as things evolve, more people are getting more comfortable with themselves and their skin and things that have happened to them. So I think absolutely everything is changing and being more in the open and being, you know what I mean, forthright with everything. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. You're talking about people being more in their skin. I think more people are going to therapists, especially on our end, on the black end. Like, we're starting to embrace therapy more, and cause we have a lot of trauma. We have a lot of trauma as a people. Like, we have trauma just by the things that, you know, we live around and what we see and all of that, you know what I'm saying? And people are feeling more comfortable. I think that's one of the positives, you know, and just being comfortable, comfortable with who you are. Cause at the end of the day, it's fuck everybody else. I just feel like if someone is not contributing directly to your livelihood, you know what I mean? Then why the fuck you give a fuck about what anybody thinks of you? You know what I'm saying? I get it from their standpoint and being celebrities and having to sell an image and like shit like that. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, you only get one life. You gonna live it or not. Like, don't, you gonna be in a closet forever or living with your trauma of being molested or living with your trauma of, cause I definitely feel like, you know, especially a lot of guys who've been to prison been through a lot more than what they be leading on to a lot of times too. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they think that makes them look less than a man. And I just want to say, black men out there, like, I don't think of you as less than a man. I actually think of you as a stronger person for speaking up, for telling your truth and being whoever you are and standing in your light. So, you know what I mean? That's just from fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like, be who you want to be, man. Fuck everybody. Don't give a fuck what nobody think about you. They'll adjust. That's what I always tell people. You gotta teach people how to treat you and they'll adjust. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these people who are scared to say certain things to their family about them being gay or dating somebody outside of their race or whatever they decide to do as an occupation or, you know, whatever. Unless your parents is directly taking care of you, they had their life to live. Like, and you will adjust, mom. Like, you will adjust, dad. Like, it'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? And for those who,
or it may not, that's fine too.
And that's what it is. And that's exactly where I was going with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want negativity in your life. And unfortunately, sometimes that negativity might be blood of yours. You know what I'm saying? And you got to decide, you know, what's more important, your happiness or theirs. You know what I'm saying? But they got to live the life that they wanted to live. You know what I'm saying? So they shouldn't hinder you, man. But, you know, step in your light. Queens and kings, I want y'all to all live in y'all light, man. But, I mean, this molestation happening is obviously shit. So we can move on with that. So, Malik Malik Yoba, decided on his own, another just self-reporting person,
I heard that he actually got caught with a underage transgender person. This is where all this spawns from.
Really? Okay. Well, let me give the base and you give us the T. B with the T. Malik Yoba said that he's attracted to trans women and will host a workshop at the National Trans Visibility March in DC. He said trans people deserve love and respect, as do all of us, and I love them. I love all women and count myself among those that find themselves attracted to trans attracted. And I too have felt the self-imposed shame that comes with that truth, but it's time to speak up. Now, Malik Yoba is saying that this was stemming from his inspiration of the 20-year-old guy, Maurice Willoughby, that actually was bullied for having a trans girlfriend by the name of Faith. She's a trans woman. He's from Philly, and he killed himself after all of this going on. So that's what Malik Yoba is saying the inspiration came from. But obviously, B read some other stuff. So what happened with him?
I read a tweet. It could very well be incorrect. I don't know. It was shout out my nigga Ken. He said that apparently Malik Yoba got, like, I don't know. I didn't dig any deep because I really didn't give a shit. But
only you have a podcast. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't be giving a shit about certain shit. So
content king.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about that shit. But apparently he must have gotten caught. He must have got caught with like an underage transsexual person.
Underage is crazy.
Either a year or two ago or some shit like that. So I don't know. Maybe you can find that. I don't know.
Nah,
that may be the case or not. I don't know. But Ken be pretty much on his shit. So I respect the source. I just didn't give a fuck to dig deep enough. Plus I was at work. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
So even if true, because my whole thing about it is like something had to prompt this, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, this is some preemptive act. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's how it struck me. It struck me as a preemptive act to something, you know what I mean, that's to come. One of the craziest things to me is you making this whole announcement and you got a whole wife at home.
No,
like,
shit,
how the fuck? Like, you got a whole wife at home you've been married to since 2003. I don't give a fuck if you saying, like, you attracted to damn Instagram models. Like, why are you making this announcement and you got a whole wife at home? Like,
yeah, he definitely got caught with them underage. Something definitely happened there.
Something.
You don't just randomly blurt that shit out.
Right, like, oh, now, and then, you know, you being real strategic with it by aligning yourself with a mission and vision. You now aligning yourself with an organization, the National Trans Visibility March in DC. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it is more to come. I definitely feel like, I think that, first of all, let me say this. I think that he is 100% right. Like whoever you like, love whoever you love, and you shouldn't feel ashamed about that. However that goes. But I definitely feel like he definitely has had some experience. You know what I mean? Like that like when a lot of times when like a lot men come out and be like, I'm bisexual, it's because they feel like bisexuality, you're telling the public, like, I still like women. You know what I'm saying? So it makes you a little bit more respectable for public opinion. You know what I'm saying? But
still gay in my book.
You said still gay?
Still gay in my book.
Yeah.
If you like the same sex, you're gay.
I agree. I feel like if you do anything that makes you come from the same sex, then that's gay. Like, period. I don't care, male, female, whatever you are. I don't care if you like, oh, I just get my dick sucked. That's not gay. No. If you perform any sexual act,
definitely gay.
More than once, I always give people once, because you could try something, maybe you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But if you do the second time, you're gay. And it don't matter if you only, I was talking to, a friend of mine, and, that has like 3 kids or whatever. And, you know, not married, but has a long time off and on boyfriend or whatever. And they were just like, yeah, cause I ain't gay no more. And I was just like, nigga, just because you're not messing with the woman at this particular point in time does not resolve your attraction to women. I feel like whoever you with, you should definitely be faithful to whomever you with. Even if you are bisexual, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't negate, like, I feel like if you bisexual, you like men and women or whatever, like, even if you're with a woman right now, I feel like you still have to say that you're bisexual because you still have an attraction, you know, to men. And that's different if you cheating and you just out here fucking everybody, but it doesn't take it away, people. I'm just saying, like, just because you ain't doing it no more, what's the gospel singer name? See, God don't like ugly because I was about to say his name. What's the gospel singer name that used to be gay?
Nigga with the list.
Yeah.
Talking about, he the gospel
ain't
singer?
He a gospel singer?
That nigga just gay. He just go to church and he gay.
God.
You talking about the light skin dude?
Not the light skin dude. What light skin dude are you talking about?
I'm not gay no more.
Oh, no.
I'm delivered.
No. I'm talking about, not never would have made it. What's my tall homeboy? He used to be gay. He ain't gay no more. Old school dude.
Oh, Donnie McClurkin.
Donnie McClurkin. Thank you.
That nigga gay as a bag of dicks.
Donnie McClurkin, like, it ain't no washing that. You cannot act on it anymore. You know what I'm saying? You can definitely not act on it anymore, but you know what I mean? Like, it's different. I don't know. I definitely feel like some more about Malik gonna come out, but that's cool. He's standing in his light. Do you, bro? Do you? Malik Yoba, being trans attracted is leadership.
Nigga said he was American undercover or some shit I see that was fucking hilarious as fuck.
Yeah, I saw a record. Also, is that what New York undercover meant? Like,
yeah, some shit. Yeah, that shit was funny.
The internet is funny.
What was the question?
Is it
What's lit?
shit?
What shit?
Malik Yoba and being trans attracted.
Nah, that shit is corny because you married and you got something up your sleeve.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a shit too, only for that point, because I was about to give it a lit just for him being him. But again, we don't know if they got some type of understanding or whatever.
That nigga ulterior motive going on.
Dun, dun, dun,
don't pass the smell test.
The butt smell test. Oh,
Schmegma.
Oh my God, that's disgusting. Monica punched Brandi in the face. So this is like one of the longest standing, like we always talk about hip hop beefs, but these R&B beefs and these movie beefs and all that, them shits be lasting for a long time. They just don't make like diss records and shit like that. But one of the longest lasting beefs since the 90s have been Monica versus Brandi, and it all appeared on The Boy Is Mine. When Monica and Brandi did that song together. Well, Dallas Austin, famous Atlanta producer who co-produced that duet, got with Vlad, and you know, Vlad is always stirring up some shit. That's what keep him relevant. And they discussed the beef, and Dallas Austin said that Monica was very ghetto when it came down to it. If you didn't have gold teeth, she didn't like you. She said that she was like a really, really hood Atlanta chick. He said that Monica felt like Brandi was too proper and was very open about, her disdain for Brandi and how she didn't like Brandi, and she didn't even want to, record the song, but Clive Davis and some more people had to talk, them into doing that song together, or talking Monica into doing the song. And Dallas Austin goes on to say that it was right before an award show. He think it was the American Music Awards or whatever, where Monica and Brandi saw each other for the first time to perform, because allegedly during the recording of the song and the video, there was like no interaction between them. And I didn't get a chance to go back and look at the video prior to this show, but I'm thinking about it, I'm like, was Brandi and Monica ever in like a scene together? Cause it was like a phone call conversation type video. Like, were they?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was kind of like Nicki and Cardi in Motorsport. Like, you do your part, I do my part. You know what I'm saying? But he said, according to them, you know, well, according to Dallas, it was right before the show they saw each other and Monica punched Brandi slam in the face. Now, y'all know that Brandi and Monica they always kind of had this thing where they try to say, nah, it was never no beef between us. But then we see clear beef between them, to this day. So, they did a song together called It All Belongs to Me, which was kind of like a follow up to The Boy Is Mine, where they were asked about that. And, Monica revealed that the physical altercation did occur, but they didn't want to talk about it. And they kind of, like moved past it. I never heard that an actual fist fight, went down. Let's be clear though. Brandi and Monica is still beefing, even though Monica seems like one of the sweetest people in the industry. Like, she's friends with everybody. Like, she be in like they pictures and shit, like with their kids. Like, she seems like this sweet girl. Who you got your money on if it got down to like a brawl? Because Monica. She's still kind of hood as fuck, but Brandi is a little bit off. And let's be clear, she does have a body on her record. Like, Brandi has killed somebody.
I mean, that shit was, but nah, Monica will shoot a bitch. Like, it's different than fucking, Monica with all the shit. She was married, about to marry fucking C Murder.
True.
Like, she's a whole gangster out here.
That is true.
And she got kids by Rocco.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she turned the corner with Shannon Brown. And not to say Shannon Brown don't suck. Soft
and
nigga
they getting a divorce. Yeah.
So, I mean, she has and she's been known to shoot guns and hold pistols and shit. She from the country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she from, like, her family from outside of Georgia somewhere. So she done talked about shooting and shit and going to the range. So she ain't no soft bitch. Her brother crazy. Like, yeah. She,
so we got money on Monica.
Hell yeah. Off the rip.
Yeah. I think, when I'm lining them up, Brandi probably got a little bit more weight on Monica. Monica probably got more, reach. She probably got a longer reach. Like I said, Brandi be exhibiting some odd behavior too. Like, she be exhibiting some odd ass behavior. And I liked her character on Star, but I think I'm kind of with you because I think that, Monica know how to fight. Monica seemed like she probably know how to fight. Like, I ain't a killer, but don't push me type bitch. Like, get on that shit. Monica actually connecting with Brandi's jaw is lit her shit.
It's lit. I love it. Yeah.
I think it's lit too because we had these two R&B sweethearts back in the day, and these motherfuckers out here brawling like some fucking like that at the Source Awards and shit.
I'm down.
So, in Rick Ross's new memoir, or more recent memoir, because I feel like it's been out for like a month or so.
It just came out yesterday.
Really? He been promoting it for a while then. He said he hadn't even read it when he was on Breakfast Club and shit.
I don't believe that.
I believe it, because I feel like niggas be telling their story and then they don't actually write the shit. They let somebody else write it after they get them the stories and shit. But in his new memoir, Hurricanes, Rick Ross opened up about a seizure that changed his life forever. And Rick Ross described what happened that night. The most severe seizure that he ever had was back in 2018. Y'all remember, 2018, 2017, where Ross kept having them seizures or whatever. In the book, Ross says that the seizure was brought on by a mixture of codeine, alcohol, and other drugs that made him foam at the mouth and defecate on himself while he was in the bed with the woman. That is crazy. Since then,
it's a bad night.
Since then, Ross said he done cleaned up his lifestyle. He done lost 75 pounds and all that. And, he not doing that no more. It's like outside of like the rap community, like, is niggas still like on lean like that?
Shit, I don't know. Not the niggas. I mean, not the niggas I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm old in the game now, so I don't really be around no young niggas. I ain't got no young niggas on deck like I used to, but I don't know. Not the niggas I be around. Niggas don't be on that shit. Not that I know of. Niggas just smoke weed. Niggas still sniff powder and shit though.
I have some cousins, and I've seen them, on they lives and shit like that, doing ignorant stuff, lean and all that and happy about it and bragging about it. I'm just like, yo, like, after we talking about what happened to Ross, we talking about shit Wayne was going through or is going through, unsure about that. You talking about niggas like Mac Miller and DJ Screw and Fredo Santana and all these people like that who have actually, these last three has actually passed away from that shit. Like, and it make you, I've never tried it, but you know, it make you lethargic as fuck. Like, I just don't see the appeal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that shit trash. That shit tastes disgusting.
You've had it before?
Mm-hmm.
How it make you feel?
It's like a big ass Percocet. Like, I don't like shit like that. Like, I took a perk one time cause I had my tooth pulled. That shit wasn't for me. I took some lean cause I had sipped it. I ain't even really like drink it. You know what I'm saying? My man had some. He had put some Jolly Ranchers and some Sprite in that shit. That shit was nasty as fuck. I'm cool.
Well, what man, how old were you when you tried it?
20, 21,
oh, okay.
22.
All right.
Maybe 20. Maybe 20. No more than 25.
Got you. I was gonna say what made you try it, but you was just young then. So, you know, trying shit, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Rap. I mean, you know, rap music. That's when fucking Texas was going, you know what I mean? Going ham and shit like that. And Wayne was my favorite rapper. So I just tried it. I tasted it. I didn't like try it. Like I ain't get no like pour up before or no shit like that. I done seen niggas pour up before and shit. Fuck that. Yeah. I'm cool. I don't really do drugs. I just smoke weed.
I actually have some promethazine in my cabinet that I said I need to sell to somebody. I wasn't taking none of that shit. When I get pills,
let's not put that on the podcast.
Right. That's not what I'm going to do.
Jesus.
But you know, like when I get prescribed shit like that, Oxycontin, like all that shit, I'm too afraid of that shit. Like addiction running my family, so any way I can get past any of that shit, like I got liquor, I got green, anything past that, I'm not the person. Don't holler at me. I'm not trying no shit. I'm not doing no coke. I'm not doing no nothing. Like I can't do nothing that I can't take myself out of. You know what I'm saying? Like if you drunk,
be able to sleep that shit off of.
Right. If you drunk, you can start drinking water and coffee and shit like that and they get you right, or you can just go to sleep and you good. You know what I'm saying? If you high, niggas can blow your high, period. So, you know what I mean? It's ways that, you know what I mean, get unhigh.
It's an edible.
Or go to sleep. Even if you're on an edible, like you can go to sleep. You know what I mean? Like you fine.
I woke up high off an edible too. Depending on what type of edible you get, boy. That shit'll stay on your ass longer than you anticipate.
Yeah, but worst case scenario, you gon' fucking eat something, fuck something, go to sleep. Like, you ain't gonna be out here doing no crazy shit, seeing no figures, seeing shapes and, you know what I mean? Like, doing all this shit where I heard about, somebody back home, this weekend, daggone off so, my niece's sister, her father, that sounds like it's crazy down the line, but, he killed somebody off some
black
shit.
Family to me.
Right. He killed somebody this weekend off boat and shit. Like niggas
still smoke boat.
Niggas still doing boat in DC, bro. Niggas still doing boat, and like crazy shit is happening, and they still doing like it's niggas that walk around like real life Walking Dead out there, Joe. Young niggas.
Oh, I already know. I done seen that, but I done seen the effects of boat, nigga. I seen a nigga hanging butt naked off the side of a balcony, like 3 stories up.
Bro, naked seem like the go-to shit. Like, I know niggas who done called rape charges. Niggas, and they be walking down the highway like they like to walk down highways and shit like that. Like, I know people who done got rape charges. I know people who had murder charges. I know a dude who killed his mom off boat, and his mom was like his best friend. Like, and I need to ask my mom about that dude, cause him and his mom, you know, mom was a single mom, like, it was just the two of them. Like, his mom was like his best friend. His mom wouldn't give him the keys to her van or something cause he came in the house tripping. He killed her. And he didn't know what he did until the next morning when he woke up in jail. Like, what the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, suicide is never the way, but I just don't know if I could live with that. Like, that's just crazy shit right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
But shout out to Rick Ross for, you know, getting himself straight or whatever. If he, you know what I mean, telling the truth, he seemed healthier. You know what I'm saying? He got to cut that fucking hair and put a bra on. But other than that, shout out to Rick Ross.
That hair is trash.
That hair is trash. And I don't even know if that hair is real for real.
That shit garbage.
That shit might be a lace.
If it's his or not, I don't give a shit. Just go back to the low Caesar that you had.
Or the ball joint. Go back to the baldy if you like. Like, I thought that shit was more boss. You know what I'm saying? These little faux hawks and shit he be coming up with me. Shredded in his ass. Oh man.
Should be fucking curly and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Porter Beijing out this joint, bro. He be spraying the fuck out that joint. Oh man. Rick Ross, having seizures, but getting himself together. That's lit shit.
You know, I'm fucking with my dog, Rose.
Hey, that's lit.
Rose.
Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing, Ricky Rose. Let's get into some Ain't Shit in 2 Cents. Ain't Shit in 2 Cents is our listener letter segment where we give advice to people who clearly don't care about taking advice from somebody on Modelo and H2O today.
Mad burps.
He got mad bubble guts.
Special.
And our letter today is from Anderson. I don't have a last name, but it's actually fairly simple in my opinion. The letter today it says, "Hey Fresh, hey B, love the show. Wanted to
appreciate you.
Thank you, Anderson. Wanted to know if you could wake up in the morning and see one of these ills of the world completely erased, what would it be and why?" And he gave us a list. Or she gave us a list. I'm assuming Anderson is a dude, but I don't know. The ills are poverty, racism, student debt, mass shootings, police brutality, and sexual assault. Which one would you like to see erased?
Yeah, damn.
Right.
It's like picking one of your kids.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, right. Shit. You said poverty. What else? I know it's racism.
Poverty, racism.
Mass shootings, student loans.
Student debt, yeah, mass shootings, police brutality, and sexual assault. I can go first if you're thinking.
Yeah, let it rip.
All right. So when I first read this letter, I automatically went to racism. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I feel like...
That's where I went immediately because I'm black in America.
But I feel like if we get rid of racism, all these other things will go down significantly. Poverty goes down significantly because that's racism that leads to that. Student debt goes down significantly because, again, all roads lead to slavery and racism. So a lot of like myself, you grow up who don't have parents who can pay for school. You know what I'm saying? And that's systemic racism that goes along with that. Police brutality. Racism has a big part of that. And I feel like if we get rid of racism, we touch on the rest of those things very, very significantly. I feel like, you know, if I want to play the card, I can bleed racism and sexual assault together as well, because you had a lot of, sexual assault just in our history of white men raping black women. You know what I'm saying? And it's...
Yeah, and niggas having to fucking rape their fucking selves, like, niggas had to actually, like, they had the slaves fucking each other, like, buck breaking and shit.
Yeah.
Like, they would have the strongest slave on the plantation fuck all of the men so that he can exert his dominance and also fucking break them, you know, obviously break the men and shit. And then they would also have to like fuck their mothers and shit, which hence the term motherfucker. That's where that shit stems from.
Never knew that.
Absolutely.
Never knew that.
Where you know
I
that?
didn't know that's where that came
from.
from.
They used to have inbreeding. So that was another way to break, obviously, the slaves, one. And then two, they used to try to inbreed. So if you had like a nigga that was, you know, like a goddamn defensive end or fucking defensive tackle that was huge, then they would try to recreate the will and shit. And like before, I obviously knew about genealogy and shit and, you know, whatever. But yeah, they would have motherfuckers.
And that you
and shit,
mutate chromosomes when you do that. So now you got.
So, you know, especially when they had like, you know, slaves used to have babies at 14 as soon as the motherfucking period would drop. You know what I'm saying? So you could have a 13-year-old, you know, a 26-year-old that could have sex with her 13-year-old son and shit like that and all that shit. So it's called mother. That's where the term motherfucker stemmed from.
Never knew that, but that's crazy. All of that makes sense. And you basically, you know, building your workforce. You know what I'm saying? But not understanding that genes become mutated and now you have the tethered version of who you were trying to make. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy, but Which one would you going with racism as well?
Yeah, I mean, racism is the common denominator in most of all that. I mean, sexual assault is some other shit. You know,
and
what I mean?
mass shootings.
Certainly. Yeah, no doubt. Mass shootings. I think those can be, if we were able to eliminate racism, like if we were able to hit a button tomorrow, I think we could attack those with way more manpower. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause
that's true.
That'll be like true. Everybody be on the same accord in terms of that. 'Cause I mean, it's still gonna be right versus wrong. So I think, yeah, if you were able to get rid of racism and eradicate that shit will be 75% of the world's ills. At least in America's ills, I would say. But I mean, racism, extends across borders, but locally, I think, and nationally, it's obviously an epidemic.
Yeah.
And shout out to not shout out, but if you didn't know, August 22nd, I believe, which was that our last show? What was last week? August 23rd?
Our last show was
August 20-something, right? It was like 23rd.
27.
27. So August 22nd, for those, if y'all don't know, I'm a history buff and I love history because it tells the future. But it was the commemoration, I won't say the anniversary, but the commemoration of slavery in America, because in 1619 on August 22nd were the first slaves that arrived in Virginia. So shout out to those beautiful people that weathered the fucking seas and the oceans and the fucking Middle Passage and all the fucking plight that came along with that, and were able to be the strong individuals that they were, and who I'm sure that we have some ancestors somewhere around that area, especially me, because I live in North Carolina, and Virginia ain't but a hop, skip, and a jump. And
my family is from Mississippi. That's still like the most racist place in the United States.
For sure. And my family also is from Louisiana, so I have ties, like I got, which is extremely racist too, and which was one of, because Charleston, Virginia, Richmond, Charleston, Wilmington, and New Orleans were like the 4 major ports. Obviously, Virginia being the first because it was the introduction to slavery. But it's a really dope podcast and article. It's called 1619.
I started it.
Yeah. That shit is really dope.
Yeah.
Not too long. It's like the first one's like 50 minutes. The second one is like 33 minutes, and it's actually on the New York Times. I forgot the lady's name. I hate to do that. But she was really dope.
I like the way she tells the story. Like, absolutely. I like stories versus, like history lessons. You know what I mean? Like textbook type speak. Like, she's actually giving it some personality and some flavor and tying it back. Well. Yeah. Yeah,
and the old granddaddy and shit. I heard that granddaddy before. Like, I've heard I ain't gonna say granddaddy, but he's somebody's granddaddy. But he like 100 and some change. Yeah. It'd be crazy how many like old black people there is. I don't know if black people gonna be that old later. 'Cause like I had an aunt that was
not if they on that lean and pork.
That's a fact. But shit, mine was on pork.
Yeah, that's true.
All the black people.
No, you're right. You're right.
Like, them niggas ate a whole bunch of goddamn pork. Lived to be 100.
It's these Impossible Burger niggas that's gonna be dead for
sure. Cause that shit had me feeling like my butt was dead. Butt fell off in the toilet. I had to pick it up.
Oh my God, bro.
Bullshit. But yeah, man, 1619, like I said, the commemoration of slavery, and it's written and it's produced to the point where it's not like it's not a celebration, but it's more of a, like I said, a commemoration and just a testament to the resiliency of black people. And she's worded it specifically to the point where it's not like slaves. She looks at it more like a workforce, because it was in fact a workforce that just obviously didn't get paid. So it's not necessarily like your same old like slave narratives and this and that. Like, it gives you a different look and it gives you a broader perspective. And then, like I said, shows the resiliency of our people and shit, which we all know, but it's just an interesting take on it. And I sent it to several people, and I got a lot of good feedback in terms of, things that people learned and shit. And it didn't necessarily make them angry. It made them angry, but not necessarily like to the point where it's like,
it's more like a wow. Rage. It's more like a wow. Yeah. Like, wow. Yeah. Like for me, like anytime like I get deep into like Black history, especially slavery, like especially that point in time, like I just feel like, no lie, like I just feel so blessed. Like I just feel like Bruh, like that was a lot. I don't feel like I would have been strong enough to survive that, but you
Oh,
never
nah.
know until, you put up
Yeah,
against
so you
that.
put into it, but boy,
But, I listened to
I know
that.
how I am on the daily.
I listened to that. I listened to the first episode on like Monday or whatever, and just tie things back full circle. Like this one day, like I'm in this huge mansion that's owned by a black person. You know what I'm saying? In Buckhead, in Atlanta, in a black city. You know what I'm saying? And we talking about where we come from. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm just like, y'all can't be wasting y'all skills and y'all talents and y'all purpose to the world on bullshit. You
Nigga,
know what I'm
a black
saying?
man wrote the fucking Declaration of fucking Independence. Like, Thomas Jefferson wrote that shit, but it was a black man that physically wrote that shit. Like, that probably gave him all the fucking shit, cause it was his fucking son. Cause he had 50 fucking slaves and he was, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit crazy, bro. And I seen all that shit in the Smithsonian. Like, I love history. Like, I'm just a history buff. Like, I've always, especially U.S. history. Like, world history, not so much, but like U.S. history, I fucking love that shit. Like, every time I go to D.C., I always go to the Smithsonian and shit.
Yeah.
So big, I ain't never been able to see the whole thing. But,
well, I had 12 years to go.
And they went.
No, I'm saying I done seen all of it. You know, in DC, like all the museums.
A lot of people from DC don't be going. That's why I'm saying.
Well,
like,
my parents and them didn't take me, but like school trips, and I was in a lot of programs and shit like that. So I've seen everything Smithsonian related, and I went to the African American joint, which was
crazy.
Still ain't
been.
What you gonna love that, bro? You gonna love that.
I really want to go when my kids can. Like, I want to take my kids, but I want to go by myself too.
Yeah,
but
you gotta go twice.
I had tickets. Yeah, I had tickets like the first year that they opened, but I don't know if something happened and I couldn't make it. I don't know what the fuck happened, because it was like when the shit was, when like it was damn, like, you had to be there, you had to get tickets months and months in advance and shit. So it's kind of slowed down a little bit now, but
yeah, you and your wife should definitely
go to the Holocaust Museum.
I've been there.
I just love history.
I've been to the Holocaust Museum. I've been. I think it's a couple newer ones that maybe I have not been to, but you're gonna love the African American Museum.
I already know that.
Just the way that it's structured is dope. You know what I'm saying? It's bringing you from the darkness all the way into the light, like literally, like it's well put together.
I heard that shit. Quincy Jones was instrumental in doing all that shit.
All that shit dope just from the way they put the shit together, because you literally start underground and end up in this well lit, huge ass place where we dope and shit. You know what I mean? We always been dope. Don't get twisted, but like where we're flourishing and becoming millionaires and owning culture and, you know what I mean? Like all that shit. So it's dope. I definitely say, probably once your kids get probably about 7. Shit,
that's next year.
Yeah. Well, then, cause
in 3 months. Actually.
We took my nieces and my little cousins and them, and I think they range from probably like, they might have been 8.
Yeah, might probably wait till they're like 9 or 10.
Cause when they looking at it, because they showing like fucking kids, like, you know what I mean? And they looking like they did that to kids too. Yeah, well, nobody exempt, bro. Like this what they doing, you know what I'm saying? But it was crazy. But, Anderson, good question. We both picked racism, and, my final thoughts on that, and I think B's is the same, is that, if we get rid of that, we eliminate a lot, and we have, like B said, enough manpower to tackle the rest of these things.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the big 3. I posted this on Facebook, but I was just thinking, like, and this is again an aside, but still relevant. Like, looking at the power that we possess, right? Looking at shout out to fucking Ice Cube, because that nigga has done his own fucking league.
Facts.
And that shit is well orchestrated and well oiled. And I mean, I'm sure he's probably got some white people, some good white folks on the back end that assist. And, you have to have allies. We're still the minority in this country. So we have to have the majority still helping. But he spearheaded that shit. He had a vision. Cube is one of the greats, obviously, but, that shit is it's doing well. As soon as it just completed its 3rd season, I personally didn't watch it as much as I should have. Cause it's just kind of hard to watch. I guess it's probably better in person, but I mean, he's still got like top talent in there, shit. A bunch of NBA players, and he's doing the shit on his fucking own. Like, so it's showing you that we can fucking do the shit. Like, we are sports and entertainment. We have always been. And obviously that's not the only, that's not the micro of us, like the micro cosm of us. We obviously can do whatever because we are doctors, we're lawyers, we're entrepreneurs,
we're
everything
dynamic
the
people,
gambit runs. But in terms of what drives this country is sports and entertainment, right? So, and the number 1 and 2 are football and basketball. What we can do is fucking make our own leagues. We can establish the status quo. We can pour our youth back into black colleges. We can make black colleges
Facts.
just is better. And I've preached this several different times, but my point is, like, where we hit them is fucking athletics. They can never compete with us on athletically.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they just can't do it. It's impossible. Like, fucking Serena and Venus is gone, and now what the fuck we got? We got Coco and Baby Girl. I don't even know her name, and I apologize for that. But they're like, so now we got the 1 and 2 fucking women tennis players right all over again. You know what I'm saying? And if we had more black men playing tennis, we'd probably fucking be retarded in that shit too. You know what I'm saying? So
we
it's
took golf.
Just shows our dominance and our excellence. And I think that we can, I just want to applaud Ice Cube. I want to give him his flowers and his credit.
Shout out
and
to
his
Ice
kudos
Cube.
because he has fucking done some shit that is nobody's really talking about, but he's revolutionizing sports entertainment. And if I think I know Cube like I think I know Cube, that nigga got his sights set on the league. Yeah. And he about to get niggas to say fuck niggas and come fuck
that's
me.
That's why that's why I don't understand. That's why I don't understand this big, and we talked about it on the Chatty Patty podcast, but I don't understand why the NFL, like, we put in so much into changing the NFL. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a business. It's an organization. Yeah. Either you support it or you don't. Like, it don't have to be changed. Like, you already said who you are. You know what I'm saying? If you choose to support it, that's cool. You choose not to support it, that's cool. That's just like Chick-fil-A or any other place you choose to support or not support. But I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? And again, we still sitting back and watching to see what Hov does with this last fucking, thing that came. You heard of this, the NFL about to sell shirts related to injustice to raise funds for, I guess, the injustice and equality part of the NFL. Like,
yeah, I seen that shit, man.
That shit is crazy to me. So y'all took this dude who was kneeling and y'all didn't want nobody to buy his jersey or support him, and then y'all just reduced the injustice and police brutality and all that of black people to some t-shirts. That's crazy to me. Again, we sitting back and we watching and we trying to see what you do. It's not shaking out well as of right now, but I'ma chill.
Yeah, I'm
gonna give you some time to cook. You know, but shit, sound like the oven might be on a little high, bro. Like, make sure you checking the temperature. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't let them play you. I'm hoping Hov is smarter than that. But like I said, to me, like you said, it's Ice Cube. He doing his thing. If Hov and Diddy wanted to get together and fucking start a football league, they could. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure it's niggas out here right now that can have their own teams out here. You know what I'm saying?
Cause I just heard a podcast today and fucking Andrew Luck retired. I don't know if you follow football, but he's 29 years old, one of the, elite quarterbacks in the league, and just retired. However, his dad I don't know. He also played in the league several moons ago, but his dad is partnering with Vince McMahon to do the XFL, which is, I don't know if you remember the XFL.
That's
but
still
like
a thing? It was like arena football, right?
It's about to be. That's what I'm saying. Nah, it was regular football. It was just like had mad shit going on with it. But now they're rebranding and the shit. So Andrew Luck, dad took $20 million, from that. I say Andrew Luck chills for like a year, gets fucking fully rehabbed and goes and fucking plays the XFL and then changes the narrative again. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just be seeing shit just be sounding interesting. You know what I mean? So like it's more than one way to skin a cat.
Facts.
So I just am sitting back and watching. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, go Panthers. I got my fantasy line. I got a fantasy draft tomorrow. And I am in 3 fantasy fucking leagues, and I'm trying to win some money this year. So, fantasy guys,
well, at least get some money off of them.
For sure.
But thank you, Anderson, for writing in.
Shout out to Andy.
If any of y'all want some advice from us, or just for us to go on a tangent, relevant tangent, but a tangent nonetheless, hit us up at theancientshow@gmail.com, and that's the X where the I will be, and your letter may get read on the show. Now we about to get into some free smoke. You ready?
Let's get it.
All right. Free Smoke is where we talk about hot button personal issues. It could be anything from politics to petty, anything we want to talk about in this segment. And we talked about a lot of heavy stuff. Let's get into some lighthearted stuff. So today's topic came about when I was having a conversation, about dope ass songs that came from soundtracks. And then we got into a conversation on how the soundtrack is not really a thing no more. Like where it get popping, like, you know, you have like the Oscars and the Grammys and shit like that where they still giving out, I guess, awards for that type of shit. But like the last soundtrack that I knew that even got a little bit of praise was like the Black Panther soundtrack.
Very
and
dope.
then before that, it was probably Hustle and Flow. Like I don't remember like a lot of soundtracks in recent history that people be like, oh, you listen to that such and such soundtrack, like to a movie. So I thought it'd be cool to
What was that movie? Superfly. That was a dope. Like the revamped Superfly. That was a dope one.
That movie looked like it. Superfly. That's the one with Trevor Jackson
from Grownish.
Yeah, that movie looked like it was pure butt. Was it good? You watched it?
I never saw it.
Oh, yeah, that joint looked like it was pure trash. But you heard the soundtrack was good.
Yeah, the soundtrack was good. I heard it.
Oh.
It was dope. Miguel had a couple joints. Ross had some shit over there. Future had some. It was dope.
Got you. That joint didn't even hit my radar for real. So I asked B, I said, let's do our top movie soundtracks, top 5 movie soundtracks. And, what I'm hoping to do, B, is create a top 5 list from the both of ours. So, let's start with let's start with, which one do you have? You want to start in order? You got yours in order?
I do, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to put them in order because they just mean different things to me. But I mean, the first one I got is Streets is Watching.
Okay.
Extremely dope. Super dope.
Okay.
Super fucking dope.
You know what?
Yeah, if you know anything about Streets of Watching, then you know that shit it was a movie soundtrack and all that good shit.
Facts.
Shit was dope.
Facts. And I was going to go with
on
that.
There. Like Marcy is one of the greatest songs of all time. So
Streets is Watching. So I had Streets is Watching on DVD and on VHS, bro. I used to watch that shit all the time.
You should.
Like I used to watch Streets is Watching all the time. I don't know if it was great, but it was some shit that I liked. You know what I mean? Like it was just some shit that I
gun in your face, and that's all you can come up with.
Yeah, I know that whole thing from beginning to end, bro. Like I know that whole thing. I ain't even put Streets is Watching on my joint because
you ain't real.
So I did put Streets is Watching on mine because I'm just like, is Streets is Watching really like a movie, or really was it really just a long video for real?
It was a soundtrack. It was mad videos to the music. You know what I'm saying? So it was like one big video, but it was like a montage. So it was a soundtrack.
Right. So that's why I didn't put Streets is Watching on there. Cause I'm like, Streets is Watching. I don't know if I technically put that in a movie cause it was like a very long video, but I give you props for getting that. So what other songs did you like on Streets is Watching?
Marcy, I don't even know what the fuck else was on Streets is Watching. Hold on. Marcy, Friend of Foe, hold on, let me see.
Friend of Foe, yo, state your biz.
State your biz.
Here for the dough, alright, here it is. Me, I run the show. Oh, and these kids?
Damn, like you gonna remember that. Them niggas murders. Only a Customer, Murdergram, Murder Inc. That Murdergram, you already know. That shit had Jay and fucking what's her name?
Love for Free.
Your Love. Nigga, they had mad shit. In My Lifetime remix.
I loved In My Lifetime remix.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The Dough.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
It's
all right. Come on. That shit
it's all right. Put your guns up. Put your ones up. It's on. Yeah, that shit was dope.
Nah, that shit was hard. Yeah. Let me add that. I don't even know if I got that shit. Nope. Let me get all that.
All right. So, one of mine, so I got your Streets is Watching down here. So one of mine is the Nutty Professor 2 soundtrack that came out in 2000. It had.
I got Nutty Professor on my shit.
You got Nutty
No,
Professor too, or Nutty?
No, I don't. I was debating if I was gonna put it on there, but I ain't have it.
Okay, I got Nutty Professor too. That joint had Doesn't Really Matter by Janet Jackson. It had Hey Poppy by Hov, Just Friends by Music Soul Child, Missing You by Case, Thong Song Remix Cisco. Like, it had some joints on there for a soundtrack. Yeah, that was my shit, and that was like 2000. I think came out like 2000, early 2000s. That shit used to go. What else you got?
Boomerang soundtrack.
Okay, we in business. I got Boomerang too. What was your joints on there?
Hold on, I'm pulling it up now.
So it had End of the Road by Boyz II Men.
Yeah, I mean, right there, that shit is the biggest song of all time.
Love Should Have Brought You Home by Tony Braxton.
Yeah, Love Should Have Brought
You home last night. You should have been with me.
Yeah, that shit.
You gotta make your voice deeper. You know Tony's voice was deeper than ours.
Nigga, my voice deep.
Nah, your voice ain't deep as Tony's though. Compared to Tony, you seen it, bro.
The face Johnny Gill. There you go. There you go.
There you go.
That shit was fire.
There you go. There you go.
Hot Sex on a Platter with Tribe Called Quest.
They had Die Without You by PM Dawn.
This one ain't saying they got it up there. You right though. Why the fuck
Die Without You?
I would die without you. Yeah.
And it had the Babyface Tony Braxton joint. Give You My Heart joint. That joint was good too.
Fire.
All right, we got Boomerang. All right.
I got Belly on my shit too. I got mad shit. I couldn't come up with 5. I got mad shit on my shit though. So okay. So you need to pick your 5 though. So I know, man. So you going with Belly next? Yeah, Belly was hard, man. What was your songs you loved on? Okay. Grand Finale with DMX, Ja Rule, Method Man, and Nas, Crack. Fucking Here Comes the Boom, fucking Here Comes Crack. The Boom. Story to Tell, fucking Crack. Crew Love with Jay and Memphis Bleak and the Locks, Crack. Yeah. Sometimes with Noriega, Crack. Fuck else. What's on shit? Pre-Game with Sauce Money and Jay, Crack. Tommy's Theme with Made Men and the Locks, Crack. So the whole joint Crack, basically. Fuck yeah. Got you. All right. My next joint is Love and Basketball soundtrack. Love and Basketball soundtrack because they was going through a period of time, like it was telling the story from when they were young until they got older. It got like throwback shit on it too. Like it got It Takes Two by Rob Bass, Dance Tonight, Lucy Pearl, I Like by Guy. I hate Lucy Pearl. You like Lucy Pearl? I wanna dance tonight. I wanna party tonight. I like that shit. It had Light as a Rock by MC Lyte on that joint. MC Lyte, I want to credit like MC Lyte as to like rap. I don't even want to just say female hip hop because my aunt used to listen to MC Lyte. Like that's all she used to listen to, like all the time. And we were like kids. So we used to listen to MC Lyte all the time. So I loved MC Lyte just from like being a kid. And I feel like MC Lyte should get some props for like my love of hip hop. I don't think I give her enough props. So shout out to MC Lyte. Soul Sister by Bilal was on there. Sweet Thing by Shaka Khan is on there. I Wanna Be Your Man. I Wanna Be Your Man by Zapp and Roger is on there. Like it's a good like mix of shit that like you didn't even think like, damn, all this shit was on one soundtrack. Like, and you know all the fucking music. It's Our Anniversary. Was that on there? It's no, that was on fucking Higher Learning. Okay, yeah, you're right. I think Best Man. Nah, that was on Higher Learning. Okay, I don't know. Tony, that was a dope soundtrack too. I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I can't remember. I know that shit. I think that shit was on Higher Learning. Fine. I know there was a dope. What's another dope? Nah, I know what you're thinking about from Higher Learning. You thinking about It's Just Me and You. Oh yeah, that's when he fucked him and Tyra fucked. Yeah, that's why I know that scene. Yeah. Yep, for sure. What's the next joint you got? Backstage.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Remind the people what was on that.
Best of Me, Part 2 with Jay and Maya. In the Club.
Even though I
which is
see.
Beanie Siegel.
All right.
Yeah, My Mind Right, Memphis Bleak.
Yep. Yep. I need to listen to that, John.
Road Dogs with Emil, The Brat, Eve, and Jay-Z. Fuck, I forgot about that. Let me add that.
Yeah, I need to get that. I need to listen to that.
Gotta Be Thug with fucking Fab. They got mad shit on this motherfucker. People's Court with Jay. That shit was hard.
It's crazy because I think like a lot of the hip hop songs that I really love that's on soundtracks, I forget them shits even come from soundtracks.
Word.
Because a lot, like my top 5 is like majority like R&B joints. You know what I'm saying? So my next joint is, my number 2 is the Bodyguard soundtrack. Now,
that was good. When I saw that, when I was looking, like when I was researching and shit.
So Bodyguard came out like 1992 and shit. Like, really, I feel like, even though I've always thought Whitney Houston was fucking phenomenal singer, like phenomenal, I feel like Whitney Houston is one of like the few artists that I miss, like musically. Like, I miss Whitney Houston music. Like, I Will Always Love You, I Have Nothing, I'm Every Woman, Run to You, and Queen of the Night. All of these shits was hits off that Bodyguard soundtrack.
That's a
like
fact.
All them shits was hits. And to the point where you just like, all right, we good now. Like, we heard all these shits. But like Whitney Houston, like, voice is really kind of unparalleled for real, like on some real shit. Oh yeah,
nah, she one of the greatest. If not
the greatest. But yeah, she definitely, Whitney Houston gotta be on your top 3, I feel like.
Vocally, for sure.
For sure. Even just songs, period.
Yeah, she got bops. I'm just saying, like, I just like to hear, like, certain things. I like her runs and riffs and shit is just unparalleled. Like, that shit is like, she's like a siren. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go back to Greek mythology and all that shit, like her, Kiki Wyatt, like, them bitches can let them go. Yeah. You know what I mean?
They can really sing. Like, man, shout out to Whitney Houston.
Like, they could break windows type shit.
All right. What's your last one?
American Gangster.
See, so I got American Gangster in my honorable mentions, and the only reason is because American Gangster was not the official soundtrack for that movie.
Yeah, but it was.
I forgot BB making his own rules like a bitch.
Yeah, it was.
Fuck what y'all think.
It was way better than the movie.
No, 100%.
Inspired by the movie, so fuck it.
If we going that way, American Gangster is my top joint, period. Like,
yeah,
if we going that
like
route,
I told you, I didn't really have them in no like particular order. I just had like, I couldn't really like, they all mean something different to me, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But like American Gangster, like, it was bringing up the rear, I guess. But it's just great. It's just great.
American Gangster would 100% be my top joint, because I feel like American Gangster should be in your whole top 5 for sure. It's in my top 3. It should be in your, I should feel like American Gangster, anybody that's a whole fan, that should be in your top 5.
It's a great album.
Great album. Awesome album from beginning to end. Like, the shit was a whole vibe. Like, shout out to American Gangster. That movie was pretty good too. I remember going to see American Gangster. That movie. I like the movie.
Man, it was trash.
And shout out to Tilly. Me and Tilly went to go see that jump. Well, me, Tilly, and some more people, but I remember, Matilda going with us to see American Gangster, because we was having a conversation like in the car and shit. And that's the only reason why it stands out. We was having a conversation in the car and shit. And they was talking about like, would you snitch and shit? And one chick in the car was like, hell yeah, I'm snitching. We all was like, oh, we ain't fucking with you. You already dead up in this job. Like, you snitching, like you Frank Lucas like a bitch up in this. Oh.
Straight out of Greensboro, North Carolina.
Oh, damn. So my last, my number 1 actually, is Waiting to Exhale soundtrack.
That was a great fucking, that shit was awesome. That was a great soundtrack. What's on that shit? I know fucking Mary and shit.
Shoot.
Not gonna cry.
Shoot. The Exhale joint by, Whitney. Shoot, hey, shoot.
Oh, I'm thinking.
Oh, you think about
so I'm like, God damn, that shit was like 92 that came out.
Nah, Why I Hurt So Bad by Whitney. Let It Flow by Toni Braxton. Sitting Up in My Room by Brandi. This Is How I Work by TLC. At 95, I was still at the height of my TLC love. Not Gonna Cry, Mary J. Blige.
Brandi,
Kissing You by Faith. Count on Me. Listen, if it was 1995 and every black woman you know was not playing the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack, bruh.
Yeah,
and Waiting to Exhale soundtrack, had a bunch of hits on it. So it stayed.
Did Toni Morrison write Waiting to Exhale?
Yes.
The book? Cause it was a book.
Yes.
I know my mama read that shit. I think it was Toni Morrison.
Yes. Or was it? I don't think it was Toni Morrison. I think it was, hold on. To Exhale book. Terry McMillan. I'm like, nah.
Terry McMillan.
Toni Morrison seemed a little bit too esteemed for what we talking about. It's Terry McMillan.
Yeah, Toni Morrison wrote a couple.
Yeah, that's why I was like, nah, I don't think it's that. Terry McMillan. That's Stella. Stella Got a Groove back. That
she did Stella. Yeah,
that
she
genre.
had that whole little wave.
Yeah.
She was like Zayn.
Yes, like lightweight Zayn. Cause Zayn
you ain't no real nigga if your mama ain't reading Zayn books.
Bruh, motherfuckers still reading Zayn. I listened to a podcast, Zayn podcast. Somebody else put me on to it, but it wasn't really like about sex. It was more so like about relationship. But you know, niggas was getting off to that Zayn. That was pre Pornhub and all that shit. Y'all children get into right now. Yeah. So Waiting to Exhale, soundtrack.
That's dope. I fuck with that.
All right. So when we're curating a top 5 soundtracks, I'm gonna put American Gangster. No, I'm gonna put Boomerang as number 1 because we both had Boomerang. Yep. I'm gonna put American Gangster as number 2 because I was looking at the loophole. B found the loophole. So, and that's literally like my favorite joint, period, if we're gonna make that a soundtrack. So that's 2. I feel like we both agree that Waiting to Exhale should be on this list.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. That's a strong 3.
Okay.
I could even take it out. I could put it at number 1.
Okay.
Just for the bops alone.
Yeah. And, so, okay. Yeah, so what's number 4 or 5?
At 3.
What's number 4 and 5? So out of your joint.
Belly Hard, man. Belly Hard. That was a great movie. I mean, the movie wasn't great. The movie was trash, but the soundtrack was dope.
Is Belly better than Streets is Watching? Because I think we both like. I like Belly joint.
I'll put Streets is Watching.
So we're gonna go Streets at number 4.
Yeah.
All right. Now we need to come to a consensus on number 5. I'm willing to rock with you if we go off something off your list. I'm willing to rock with you on Backstage.
I think Belly had more shit than Backstage.
All right, then we can't go with either one of them. We gotta go with one we both agree on. Then.
All right.
What else you got? So on my list, it is Nutty Professor 2, Bodyguard, Love and Basketball, and the joints you had left. Oh, you know what I'm surprised you didn't have, bruh? And I got it as an honorable mention. Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. And Doves Cry and shit. Yeah. And it's crazy. I saw that shit. Like when I first started searching, that was the first one that popped up. But, I had 8 Mile as my fucking honorable mention, but I looked at the list and I was like, it's only fucking 2 songs.
Right.
Like Wankster and fucking Lose Yourself. That shit was mad backpacky.
Bruh. Yeah. When I
but
first.
Yeah, I go with Bodyguard. I'm down for Whitney, man. Like Whitney to go.
Okay.
So, she had shits on that motherfucker.
Bro, it was.
And I watched that movie at least 7,000 times with my mama. So.
That's the best interracial love story. The Bodyguard. Sure. What the fuck Kevin Costner at?
I don't know. That's what the fuck. Kevin Costner, low key, like one of my favorite white actors on the low. Like he been in some of my favorite like movies on. Like it's this one movie called 3,000 Miles of Graceland that he killed. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
No,
shit.
I've never
seen
fucking
that. Dope. I like Waterworld. That shit was trash, but I like Waterworld. He was a decent Batman. Wasn't he Batman? Nah, that was Michael Keaton.
Yeah, that was Michael Keaton. Which was the odd Batman to me.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton didn't give me Batman vibe. Kevin Costner was the man in the fucking 90s though.
Yeah. I'm trying to Kevin Costner. Let's see what else my boy Kev done did.
My boy Kev. Hey, that reminds me, off air, I need to tell you, cause you led me directly into
Dances with Wolves was fire.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Keep me posted. That Robin Hood, that shit was dope.
I ain't seen Robin Hood. I remember it being
you
popular.
Never seen Kevin Costner in Robin Hood?
Nah, it was a popular movie though. I do remember that.
That's crazy. Field of Dreams was dope.
Yeah, I seen Field of Dreams.
Wyatt Earp, he smoked Wyatt Earp.
I've seen Wyatt Earp at least once.
It was a movie that he did with it was the Hatfield and McCoys. That shit came on he did Bull Durham, that was dope. That shit came on Draft Day, was dope. That was dope too. He got mad movies. Shout out to Kevin Costner. The Highwaymen, that was on Netflix, that was good. Oh, Mr. Brooks was fucking nuts.
Mr. Brooks.
Mr. Brooks.
Yeah, Mr. Brooks.
Yeah, Mr. Brooks.
I definitely seen that.
Oh, he was in Hidden Figures? I've never seen Hidden Figures. I gotta go.
That's sad because I've never seen Hidden Figures either, but I've always wanted to watch.
Yeah.
We gotta do better. We gotta do better. Go watch Hidden Figures for real.
I didn't know he was in that shit.
Yeah, I didn't know he was in that shit either. But shout out to Kevin Costner, man. Shout out to Kevin Costner. So our list, wrapping it up, our list, for top 5 soundtracks is Boomerang, American Gangster, Waiting to Exhale, Streets is Watching, and The Bodyguard. Fin.
Yeah, fuck with that.
Hey, y'all, I want to thank y'all for listening, man. And, make sure y'all subscribe to the show. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I want to give a shout out to our sound engineer, Michael. So our engineers get popping once they fuck with us. And,
I want to say it's because of us.
Yes, they get popping. And, so shout out to Michael. He got a big opportunity, our sound engineer. We have a new engineer, sound engineer. So shout out to TJ. We look forward to working with you, and I like TJ. So we'll have a new sound engineer. Not that y'all will know the difference, but we try to big up our people and pat people on the back when they doing good work. So shout out to Mike. Shout out to TJ. Make sure y'all follow us on social media. Y'all know it's the Ain't Shit Show. On Twitter, IG, Facebook, YouTube. Y'all know we on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, and all that goodness. Y'all know we have the website, www.theaintshitshow@gmail.com. at gmail.com. theaintshitshow.com. And, we always like to leave y'all with a quote. And the new quote is, what the fuck? Oh, I posted this today and I want to repeat this. Do not feel bad for making decisions that upset other people. You're not responsible for their happiness. You're responsible for your own. And until next week, I want y'all to be great, and the marathon continues, baby.
TMC, Rip Nip.
And we out. We out.